real estate. Listen, I'm out and about because I told you all that I had this particular meeting that I had went to. It was so awesome and amazing. This particular meeting, it was talking about, for new home buyers, meaning what they can get when it comes to the money, the down payment and things, because we have a lender that's in office and title as well. So, they come with their information and conversation. But honey, let me tell you about this ride. Yes. The meeting started at a certain time. So of course, I don't know whether or not it's relatable to any other realtor, but it's relatable to me. So that's why I'm going to share. Honey, I literally was driving on fumes. Okay. When I say fumes, the type that go poo poo, a putt putt. However, I was constantly gauging to say, wow, okay, I got 30 miles in me of saying gas, fumes, okay, in order to get here. So looked at it, I say 15 miles away, and I was calculating, and I was like, I don't know whether or not I'm gonna make it. But anyway, I could have, pulled, and got some gas, but I timed it right. But that's the one thing I want to share too. Y'all know I'm sharing, okay? This is your friend Gigi. I told y'all I was gonna be sharing more about real estate and things and the things I do. The one thing about real estate, you definitely have to make sure you have gas, okay? Money and gas money, okay? Because in real estate, you get to drive. You get to go to the places that you need to, to see or to do. And there is so much in real estate that requires you not only to be taking down your mileage, because you can actually, at the end of the year or however, if you do your taxes every 3 months, because I don't know whether or not you're a LLC, S Corp, or however that you have filed, you can file those particular, gas mileage and things, hopefully to get you, what you need back. But in the process of me getting some gas, which I think gas is cheap because for my vehicle, it only costs like about $80 for a complete fill up. Now, if I'm doing a whole lot of driving and everything, I can easily refill up again. And when I say easily, easily meaning that, based on what side of town, because where I'm located at, honey, in the state of Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida, Jacksonville is so big when it comes to the different parts of town and then the new constructions and the new building that going on. Baby, it would take you some gas money to have, because last week I was on a different side of town, which was landing me near the airport, which they got awesome and amazing building going on out in that particular area. And I do have a client that is looking in that area, pre-approved. Isn't God good? Did I tell y'all about this pre-approval and everything? This pre-approval came on Juneteenth. Maybe I shared it, I don't know, but I'm gonna reshare it again. Honey, my lender called me and basically told me, because they did it that particular evening before Juneteenth, that mean that it was last week. Got a phone call, minding my business. That's why I say I don't chase numbers. Hey friend, hey, thank you for coming in. That's why I say I don't chase the numbers. I allow the blessings to be attracted to me in my life in general. This is how I live my life. If you ain't living your life like this, go get you some, because it will work in all phases of your life. So doing this real estate, y'all know I'm in my latter years now. I'm almost about to hit that another level, coming from out of my fifth is about to go into the 60 phase and everything, So come on now, come on, y'all, follow me. Give me some grace, give me some mercy. But doing this real estate, the reason why I want to share a little bit more, because I don't share in this part of my life. Like I told y'all, when it comes to real estate, I got so many different stories. But I want y'all to understand with this gas station stop and trip. Had my phone on silent because I really couldn't get to it when I was in the meeting and everything, because everybody, when you realize your phone be going off. Had my client to call. Did I tell y'all this? I got another deal on the table, okay, that need to be closed, but it's very special, okay? And when I say special, special to where about, some things was needed to go along, with it. I'll tell y'all about that after everything closed. I can't even share a whole lot about that one, because when I say special, ooh, child, special to where about, and I'm so thankful. Did y'all know? Oh my goodness, there's some gas station, some gas station talk here. Did y'all know for, I know where I'm located at, as being a realtor in Florida, you have these particular numbers that you can call, and one of them is an attorney line, to whereby actually, they give us advice, and everything as advising now. They don't completely tell you need to do this, that. You can go out there and do whatever you want to, but you done been advised and everything. And I can appreciate it because it work on our behalf, because when you're a part of NEFAR and all these big associations, that actually what we pay into, because you have to pay money to be an agent. Matter of fact, them MLS dues. Let me say it right, because I don't want my country tongue to get twisted up, okay? Them dues is coming up, okay? To be paid, yes. When I say coming up to be paid, but now they're not as big as the one at the beginning of the year that you pay. But, when it all comes, boiled down to it, and along with your marketing, okay, along with you needing a cell phone to do the work, you need about 2 or 3 of them. All depends on, what I mean, what you're using them for. But no, you only need one. I'm just saying. But for me, listen, I need 2 of them, because one is business and business only, and then the other one is like, when family call, friends call, however, I can determine the two, who's business and then whether or not it's personal. But what I want to talk about, though, friends, and doing real estate especially, and I got to say this in my latter years, listen, I'm not even for to sit up here and make my friends think that this is not something that you do and you don't have passion. Baby, you got to have passion. You got to have that passion. You got to love what you do. You got to love to connect with the individuals. Listen, this hair doing what it wanted to do. I told y'all this morning, I put this hair like this so that it won't swell. Because, see, I get out of this car. Hold up. See, I'm finna move out of this car and everything. See, I get out of this car, it's a different heat and everything going on. Look at that. Forehead already glistening already. Yeah, it makes its own makeup on me. But what I'm getting at is, it's hot out here and things, but it's workable, because for me, I'm in and out of my vehicle. So, and realtors, we do a lot of actions in our vehicle. We take messages, we take phone call, shoot, we'll even do a contract. What y'all talking about, okay? And a car, DocuSign, and all of that information. We do what we need to do, but I'm getting back in the car because I want to show my friend. So, about this heat part. But at the same token and stuff, I'm so thankful and I'm appreciated, because when I stopped here at this particular gas station, I said, you know what? Let me pick up this device and show my friend. I showed y'all one part this morning, came, sat on my own back part of, my amazing home in Florida, chilling with my cup of water that I had. And now in this phase of my particular life. So real estate have moving parts, and it does not come with me being in my household. I am a lead generator. What's a lead generator? A lead generator is an individual that produces leads. Either you buy them, okay, in which I don't, or you're organically out here what you call networking. I choose the network because I told y'all, them leads, baby, I don't have time to give nobody a house note for leads. I don't care what you say your price is. I don't have time to give it to you. Don't call me. Don't do that. I don't know why they've been calling me lately as if, I need to be getting leads from them. I listen and I say, you know what? And I let them talk too, because everybody got a job to do, okay, and selling and stuff. But they'll call you. They call you for health insurance. They text you. But with the leads, it's like making a quota, getting paid. Individuals do buy leads because that's what boosts them and help them along the way, okay, to make commission come in for them. And the reason why I don't buy leads, because you got to understand, I'm from a different generation. We talk to people. We don't want to text you. We don't want to do none of that. We want the communication. And the reason why I prefer the communication, because it allows me to know whether or not the deal is real. But this comes with you got to have some type of spirit of discernment, okay? Yes, I said that. a spirit of discernment for me in real estate, because it helps you now to navigate, and then you don't have to be so quick to think that everything is a lead, because everything is not a lead, okay? And do you know, when you buy them leads, everything ain't even guaranteed as a lead. You could be dealing with unfilled out information. And this is how some individuals get leads. You know, when y'all be going to events, y'all be putting out y'all information and not knowing that that information could be going in some type of pipeline, that you become an individual, okay, a prospect, that whereby the individual can call you now, because guess what? You don't put your information out there. You think you signing up for winners or whatever, and then they partners, okay, that are friends with them. They got vendors and stuff, and then your information is given. You're like, well, how y'all get my number? Unless you on the do not call list, okay, of not to call you, that's the only way. So don't put your number out there, because if I'm a vendor, giving you an example, and if my friend is selling floors, from insurance, okay, I'm telling you, roofing company, doing inspection, if we all in the same, okay, communication and circle, because we helping one another, because this is how we make our money, of course your name gonna get pushed out there. Now, I don't know all the details. I'm just assuming, because I network with individuals, but I'm gonna be honest with you, come a little closer. I didn't know that they friends and they friends take your same information and give it to their friend. Okay. Did you hear what I said? I didn't know that they get your information and the friends just pass your information along, okay, in order to do business and things, and possibly get phone calls, a text message, you know, stating, you know, are you interested in whatever, this, and that. Oh, honey, it's a whole, let me start right here. Y'all thumbs up the video, okay? I know y'all like me showing up right now talking about real estate, because y'all see a whole different character in me. I told y'all, I'm a complete what you call whole vibe. And when I say a whole vibe when it comes to me being from out of my element of, you know, away from home, or even when I'm home though. You know, I like to chill, but when I'm in my element of just saying, turning it on, turning it up for real estate, that's completely different. And it's all real and genuinely too, because thank you for thumbsing up the video, whoever thumbs it up. So what I'm getting at and everything is that I have to constantly, since I know that individuals can take people information, okay? I have to constantly stay leveled up. So even when my phone call, and even when individuals, let me lock my door, because, you know, I'm at the gas station, y'all, and I'm talking, yes. And my heart mean well, but, you know, I don't know. You know, we living in a different time, and now to where about, it used to be a time to where about you can sit in your car and all is good and it's running too. So no. So always watch your surroundings too when you're doing real estate, no matter where you're, you know, located at. And, you know, it's also good too to have you some type of training in self-defense. Okay. That's good as well. I'm not saying you gotta do it, but it is very much good. Whatever you got to carry, whatever you got to do, always work in pairs. Maybe I'm saying this to somebody. Work in pairs when you're holding open houses too, because an open house, you know, when you're doing them, you may mean well, you got your stuff put out and all well, but if you're in a location, even if you're familiar with it, but especially if you're in a location that you're not familiar with the area and surrounding, protect yourself, let individuals know where you're located at, let your particular brokerage know, you know, which they will know, but sometimes a brokerage can be so busy with different open houses going on, but let them know, you know, that, hey, you're going to be possibly there alone. If you cannot find a person to work with you or to assist with you, you always have agents that want to do what you call open house. Only thing you got to do is put it out there on social media. That's it. I told y'all this morning, you know, when you see these agents getting on social media and things, baby, they looking for clients, okay? Now, don't sit up here and say your friend Gigi didn't tell you. That's not a bad thing, though. How you think they gonna get it? This is the new way of door knocking. I thought about that. I said, back in the day, they used to door knock and leave stuff on the door, okay? Like a little door hanger and stuff, and have your information printed out. It's the new way. Social media is the new way of door knocking, but door knocking with appearance and social media. Individuals don't come on YouTube or whatever space, Instagram, but I'm in YouTube. They don't be doing that so that you don't, follow them or anything. The goal is so that you can follow them. They get your attention because either they're coming with a great, what you call, the experience, what they're trying to give you. Now, y'all know I'm simple. When I say I'm simple, I'm so simple to try to live my life humble, okay? When I say humble to the point that it's humble enough for me, but I'm going to tell you the truth about it based on my life experience. But yeah, they do that because guess what? It's the attraction of leads. So they do their own lead generation, in which they should, okay, by promoting themselves, putting out them videos, okay? But I'm going to tell somebody, don't go get in some debt trying to prove to people that what car you live in, okay? I'm going to say not live in, what car you're driving and all that. You know what? That is not a good thing to do, especially when you got free advertisement when it comes to social media. People always picking up their device to watch you, to hear you, to talk. Only thing you got to do is just show up. Show up. That's the only thing I'm doing. I'm just now taking it to a totally different level, saying, come on, follow along with me while I do my conversations and talks and stuff like that when it comes to real estate. But in other words, create an area to whereby you're comfortable enough to speak and talk and tell people what you're doing in real estate. The only thing that I'm doing is telling my friends that, listen, I'm in my latter years, being creative in this particular area. I'm thankful. I'm so grateful to the clients that I am attracting. When I say I am. I don't chase the numbers, but the blessings, they are attracted to me. So I have to give the Most High all the praises. Let me remember, okay, who blessed me, who woke me up this morning. Let me remember, okay, who is allowing me to have the money, the things that I need to function with, okay, when it comes to real estate. Because guess what? You got to have your marketing, okay, money to market. When you run out of cards, then what? Okay? You even if you using, what's that, QR code or whatever, once you invest in that, that's good. But then you still got to have the scanner to scan for, because a lot of people going to that now. But I still like them old-fashioned cards and stuff, because if I'm doing events, I got to have some cards, because you never know who you may attract. And I never look at individuals as if they came by. Don't you know the most soft money look like it ain't got nothing? For real. They're not into the name brand, none of that. Child, I can, every now and then I go in my closet and pull out a little lure or whatever, and then I get old raggedy purse just because I can, So you got to understand your niche, what's attracting from out of you, and how you pull the leads. Because once you understand what you generate, basically what's in you and everything, and then you can tweak it, and it's just gonna keep getting better and better. My thing is being the best version of me. Now, at one point in time, I ain't gonna lie, y'all may not even believe this, but I was kind of shy coming here, in this YouTube space, because I guess I didn't know which direction to go in. Child, I've been talked about that. I don't know where y'all been at, but I've been talked about that for real. Before I even began to talk about real estate, like, less than 24 hours ago. Really, because I'm sharing more in it. But what I'm saying is that once you realize, okay, what you want to do and what you are bringing, okay, to the individuals, like, hey y'all, hey friends, how y'all doing? Once you realize what you want to talk about, and it can be something that you think that a person don't want to hear, you never know. Everybody just don't want to hear about you flipping home, selling home, and you closed on this contract, all that. Get them some realness. Let them hear you speak. And it can be about you walking your dog. I'm serious. You'll be so surprised how people love, fur babies, dog. Did y'all know I had a bulldog at one time? English, okay? Beautiful. Died on me. Now, this is the part I didn't know. I did not know that bulldogs, their lifespan was short. Child, clutch my pearls, okay? Clutch them. Because, see, I really liked that bulldog, although they slob a lot. They carry a smell. I had to get to know how to take care of my bulldog. I started investing in baby white. Dog, I should have brought some stocks and baby whites because, baby, I was loaded up. I had to go and get my doggy bags and all of that because, you know, them some heavy dogs and stuff. Real heavy. But what I'm getting at oh my goodness. Just, I need to change this conversation because just talking about my dog now, you know what I mean? At first, you know, it was like, it was a real adjustment to me because it was new. But then it's like he became part of the family. His name was Spartacus. That was my dog name, Spartacus, and everything. Spartacus, yeah. But nevertheless, friends, let's change that conversation. Ooh, child, yeah. Nevertheless, just gas station conversation. I think I'm going to start doing more, you know, pop-ups, talking to my friends, especially about, you know, what I'm doing in real estate and everything. And then when I get ready and go home, child, it's a whole nother me. Because guess what? I got to go and do this workout, you know, that I need to do to keep myself active. Drink me about a gallon of water, and I said a gallon, you know, so that I can keep my system flushed and all of that. And just stay, you know, active and everything in my life. But real estate is really something that you got to want to do. You can't look at it and you can't think that everybody in real estate is making millions. Baby, you talk to people, some people is not closing this particular month. We call this what, the second quarter, but that don't mean that they won't close in the next quarter. Every 3 months, okay, it's a different quarters, okay, in real estate. You know, I know at least, okay, how, you know, some agents count it down. The first 3 months, January, February, March, honey, I had deals that was on the table that is now coming to fruition, okay, meaning that I was working these deals that is now coming, okay, to closure. I was working on them from really starting last year, but especially in January. So just because you may get clients don't mean that they for the close that same month. It's a possibility, but when you get them now, you got to groom them. And when I say groom them in the most positive way, you got to check on your people. Check on them, how you doing, friends. You know, make relationships with them. Don't make real estate about money. That's the number one mistake that I can say for myself. I'm not doing it that way. You can't sell me on it. You can't convince me, okay, that is money, money, money. I'm not falling into that in real estate. Real estate to me, of course, I love, okay, I'm not even gonna lie, that commission, that money, because you know you got it. They say money is the root of all evil. It become evil when you make it evil. But money is all blessing. It ain't nothing but energy just flowing into you to say, hey, I'm here. Okay. You prayed about it. You talked about it. So I'm here. I'm showing up. Okay. In your life. That's why I say I attract blessings and everything. And when you know that you are a blessing attractor, you put yourself in those positions, even if you don't do real estate. Find out what you love doing right now. Y'all see my earrings? Look, 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 look. Them things move. And I think that move in the middle. Now, I'm not advertising, but these are, y'all hear me talking about Chico's a lot. Chico's, was it from last year or the year before that? They really got some pretty cool stuff, but you got to know how to pick stuff from them because, you know, sometimes that stuff will make you look, you know, aged if you don't know how to wear. These are just my thoughts now. Don't shut me down. Hey, Chicos. Hey, y'all know I love y'all. Okay. Yes. But what I'm getting at, yeah, you got to really know how to shop and pick it and things. And then that stuff ain't cheap either. They real pricey on some. They ain't even real gold earrings, child. They be wanting what? $35, $40, $50. Like, what? Y'all tell me when that sale go on. Okay. But no, I really literally, you know, would shop from them. I really do. They have clothes. They have whatever you want as being that amazing woman, okay? They do. But you shop where you want to shop at. I know I do, honey. I shop where I want to shop at. But I do like Chico's accessories. And I told y'all about the No Iron shops. And then they have this gear. I'm chasing rabbits now. They have what you call the Travelers. Matter of fact, this is a Travelers. The Travelers is something that it's like a matte jersey like. Y'all got to pull it up. It's amazing. You can fold this thing up. You can travel with it. Baby, you can become sophisticated with it because you have the dressy jackets. You can intertwine them with different things. They have the skirts. They have the dresses. They have the pants. They have the tops. And then you can be created like a minimalist. with your wardrobe with that. So you can interchange things, and you got to be into the traveler wear though, because the body shows everything in that traveler. Now that's the only thing. Now it really do, but it goes up in sizes that that can fit individuals who saying I want the comfort, because you're constantly sitting like I'm sitting right now. You be literally riding in your car, okay, doing business, going to the meetings, going to the different places. By the way, what I'm about to do now, I'm about to go to my next location that will allow me to have a nice whatever I need to put in my body right now. I don't know whether or not I want something to eat or whether or not I want a smoothie. I really don't know right now, but what I try to do is make sure that I'm not overly full, because then I get that feeling to where about, I'm feeling tired and sluggish. And I realize, you just got to cut this out. When I say cut it out, don't get tired and sluggish at all. And then the vitamins. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Now, y'all know being in your latter years, I don't know about y'all women or not, but if you experiencing menopause and all that, and then you got the good afternoon friend, and then your attitude got to be right when you're dealing with people. But baby, don't let that kick in on you, okay? Because that monster will be talking to you in the head space and all that. It'll be like, wait a minute. Let me rebuke it, okay? Or whatever you're trying to give me and put up on me and trying to make me feel. Don't you know I got people to talk to? Shoot. I got things that is coming up for a listing, and now you sitting up here trying to weigh me down with the spirit of the mini pause. Oh no, not today. Not today. I want to play with my emotions. You got to get all into motivating yourself when you are, I'm laughing, when you are out here in the game of real estate, because if you don't make it happy for yourself, how it's going to happen for you? I realize being my authentic self, because y'all get a whole nother different phase of me when I'm talking about God and all that, I can go a little different level and all of that too. But, I find myself, I have to be calm in those particular areas, when am talking about being positive and all of that, because it take a calm nature for me to tap into it and to really get it. Now, I truly believe, friends, we still going to be talking about the power of prayer, because I will say, because I truly believe because of my prayers, things are changing around. They're working out for my good. I am attracting completely different when it comes to my business. I'm not making this up, friend. When I say I'm attracting it because my energy have shifted, my heart, and the way how I see things. I'm forgiving quickly. I'm not holding on to that foolishness, because don't you know, you can't be, for me, in an industry that deal with individuals, and you got junk that you're carrying that may be a hindrance to you. You have to release that stuff. Okay, when I say release it, release it. Thank you for your compliment. I see it. My friend said, hello, Miss Gigi, you look beautiful. Okay, thank you so much. It was less effort. I think it's the braids that's coming through. They doing it. I had my African girls to come in and do these things so little, baby. And then these things hang down in the back like that. Ooh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I can't wait to put them up, to do a little ponytail, whatever. But y'all know how these things get snatched. Child, your whole scalp be screaming. I ain't lying, for the ones who understand what I'm talking about. But it's convenient, and that's why I got them for the summertime. But I really want to wear my particular hair. I love wearing my hair, but this summer heat. But back to what I was saying, just gas station conversation for the friends that's coming into the room. I had to get me some gas. It only took me $80 to fill up my particular, vehicle, what I ride in, which I think it is very good, and it rides, really good on it. At least I think. Somebody else may say, oh, that's too much. Listen, I'm not being in your pocket, so don't be in my pocket, okay? I'm friendly over here. Whatever you do in your life, that's what you do. And I tell people to bless over your money, to tell God, thank you for whatever you got. Because that's what I do over here and been doing it for years, and I'm giving God even more thanksgiving and praises. Because like I said, I'm on here to encourage, okay, my particular audience who may be thinking about, are you just like coming here, just listening to what Gigi got to say in her rawness? If you're considering even getting in real estate, doing something different, but especially real estate, tell God thank you. Work it at a pace, okay? I see the love signs. I love y'all so much. Work it at a pace that you can balance not just the work pace, Pace. I know it sound like place, right? Y'all know I'm country. Come on. That's why y'all gonna love me, okay? Because y'all gonna have that Gigi and Gullah come out, okay? And don't do it to me, okay? Don't do it to me. Tell me to pronounce nothing, okay? Because one thing about it, my money's still flowing in real estate. People love me just because they ask me. Sometimes they tell me, are you from up north? But then when I get in my twang, then they say, oh, you've been living in Florida all your life. I'm like, Florida, born and bred, okay? And them little small little country places, okay? That, ooh, child, the stories that go along with it, okay? Baby, it's some history. When it comes to the land, when it comes to the property, when it comes to, that's right, you say tell them, Gigi, I'm telling them, no, that ain't never stopped Gigi being successful, okay, at all. So, but when it comes to the land knowledge and the history in the state of Florida and real estate, is some real history and everything, and I am appreciated of it. But it's definitely something you have to stay on top of, because the interest rate, it changes. In new construction, there's different rates from going to your bank, okay? Don't try to ask me all these questions like a mortgage, my MLO, which they call the mortgage, you know, the mortgage, what's that, the loan officer. No, I can put them on speed dial so that they can answer your questions, but not in this particular live. I have, multiple ones that I work with, that I use. They're very, 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 very good at what they do, and that's all they do. They eating, they sleep, and they drinking, okay, what they need to do concerning the market. One thing about me as an agent, I stay in my lane. What do I mean about that? Meaning, as an agent, I represent the client as an agent. I don't represent the client of trying to be your inspector, trying to be your loan officer, okay, nor the underwriter. Therefore, if you want any information, I'm going to be honest, out of title company, I give those individuals their flower. Hayes, I got the number if you want to connect with them and ask them such questions, because they are the expertise in what they do. Just like I am good at what I do, and they're not going to try to do my job versus I'm not going to try to do their job. But we all connect together and we communicate, because iron sharpening iron. But they're not trying to go and open no doors for nobody when it comes to real estate. Nor am I sitting up here trying to basically do a title search. So what I'm trying to say, friends, and I literally had to tell some real, friends that is my friend. Y'all want to call me and ask me all these things after y'all done did chat, GPT, Google, and all of that. It's like, since you want to be educated and you want to now challenge a person that does what they do, but I'm an agent, why don't you call the number, okay? That I got individuals, okay, that we work together as what you call resource, and that I utilize and everything. Why don't you give them a call? Well, in the conversation, you don't want nothing. You just want to bother me. And I told y'all I'm an agent. That's it. An agent meaning that if I get a phone call, I'm going to make sure I work for the client. And like my friend said yesterday, another agent, if something is messing with my spirit, but she said psychic, if it's not a good fit, it's okay to say no. Pass them, refer them along, okay? Anyway, friends, I appreciate everybody that have came to visit, came to thumbs up the video. If you all want me to continue to come and speak about my day in real estate, even in the morning time, but y'all gonna have to just let God have his way now in my life, because I'm gonna talk about God. And now for the ones who saying what they got to do with real estate, got a whole lot to do with real estate. If you literally think that this money is flowing in real estate because God is not creating the atmosphere to make it flow and to bless those individuals that do real estate. I don't care how they may be doing it, whether or not they buying leads or whatever, or prospecting. Come on. Come on. God is, I mean, I don't want to go there right now. But what I'm getting at, I literally have to be thankful and to be blessed at all times of where the resources come from and how the connection happened. Because I'm telling you, when you look at the industry of real estate, and don't let this discourage you of being in your latter years. Let them young generations do what they do, okay? First of all, they haven't walked a mile in your shoes. You seasoned enough to know how to engage and to know how to hold your ground to attract. I'm saying this to somebody in the game of real estate. You know how to do this. Don't make it difficult. Don't make it difficult. Timing is on your side. Be thankful, be grateful, keep learning. Because I'm still learning. You will always learn in this business because nothing stays the same in this business when it comes to, the contracts, the transactions. They're different. Each client gonna be different. That's why I'm gonna tell you something. I have to literally tell my clients, I have to educate them. Don't judge any of my clients that I work with based on what you want, because their situation was totally different. Some of them may have had to get their credit straight, and you probably just came because you have credit score over 700, so you was good to go. Or you could be dealing with some things now, you need more money, whatever. However, you can't judge each client the same and say, well, how did he or she? Mind your business, okay? Because everybody different. We working with you and we dealing with you. And we trying to make it happen for you, okay? So let's stay focused on what we need to do. Now, what I don't need you to do is go out here and spend no more on your credit cards. I don't need you to go out here buying no new car, no new nothing. Because, see, we just pull your credit to get these pre-approval, okay? This letter for you, okay, which done bless you. We done did all of this and what you say you want. I don't need you to go out here and create no new credit. We need to understand this. We're in a relationship. And if you go out here, I don't even, unless now it's like your internet, your little miscellaneous, the bills that can show that this been coming out. But going to do any big purchase, I don't even need for you to go and buy no new furniture for your new home. Do that afterwards. What you trying to do? We need to understand that you can't do this. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have patience. All this come as if, you got to be level up now. And actually, either you're going to print this information out, what a person should be doing, in which, me and, my daughter, we work as a team. We have that printed information out, what you can do and what you shouldn't do. We'll verbally say it. And then make sure, you get the printed information if you want it. You can leave it on the ground like you ain't never heard no one said it before, but you heard it, okay, from this agent if I'm working with you. You already understand. Don't go out here making no big purchases when you actually just got pre-approved. Wait until after to celebrate. Be in that big, nice house with nothing in it, but be thankful, okay, until the closing time in your imaginary mindset. Because what I try to convince individuals is that if you really want to move forward in home buying, see yourself in the home. See it. See yourself decorating it. Walk around, you hear me, the community that you love. Did y'all know I had a friend that did that? Now, she wasn't my client, but this was before I became an agent, because I knew she would have been my client. And I met her in walking. There's so many different places, too, that you can meet individuals and things. But in my just walking, doing exercise, she was individual. Matter of fact, she used to walk my community. And she used to pray because she had a desire to get a home. And for her walking the community, don't you know her desire came to pass? And I'm going to tell you how she did it. She attracted what she wanted the most. And her attraction was she loved it, the neighborhood, she loved it, the trees and all of that. She just loved it, the setting. Now, she didn't move in the neighborhood, but she was attracting what she wanted. Same thing with real estate. You can attract what you want when it comes to your leads. And I'm saying when you do them organic, whether or not they cold calling, door knocking. Be careful by all means, because some individuals still door knock. You can't tell some individuals that they don't get leads through door knocking. Oh, you got individuals that know how to door knock and make it happen. Okay, they package themselves up. They have the little kits that they'll leave the clients. I'm looking back because of my hair. Yeah. Good afternoon, friend. So they'll package themselves to worry about when they do door knocking. I experienced door knocking one time, and that's when I first came into real estate, when I got my license. And I tried it in my community and everything. I liked it because I had everything, all of the marketing material and all of that marketing material to leave at the door. And they got these ring doorbells. So I rung the door when they wasn't home and just wave, hey, and everything, letting them know, being an agent and had on my real estate tag. So people still do door knocking, for the ones who's brave and not afraid. And like I said earlier, the new door knocking is social media. So when you see individuals talking about real estate and posting what they doing and all of that, yeah, they doing that because they literally want you now to become a potential client. Okay? That's why they doing that. Are they actually doing it because they are what you call leveling up and now coming maybe from out of an introvert stage to be more visible? Okay, these are just my thoughts, because do you know you got some agents that are introvert? They don't like to talk a whole lot, but now they know how to get themselves in and everything. So you got all different type of amazing personalities that fit anyone that is living on the face of the earthly realm. Everybody ain't for everybody. Okay? I don't even try to make myself as if I'm for everybody. Why? I'm for the lot of myself. No. I'm only for the individuals that I can attract. I'm only for the individuals, that need me to become their particular agent. And I know this. So that's why I don't chase the numbers. I don't have to. And I want someone else to get it as an agent. Once you understand your niche, and like I say, your niche is what you do best, what you do great. Y'all know I'm a talker. So guess what? That's my niche. I talk, but I mean well when I talk. But also, my friends don't understand, I network. That ain't no secret. I don't network by saying, buy this, buy that. No. When I tell you, oh my goodness, I didn't even know how attentive I be in networking until someone pointed it out to me. They say, you are very good at what you do. Continue to do it. And I'm like, huh? Because I was the type that were about, I like to go to the meetings, and then when it came to other things, I'm like, because normally when I go places, I always get to meet different people. That's just always been me. I can't make it up. I always get to meet different, individuals. So now by me being in real estate, by me being in real estate, I just utilize it to work best for me. Now, coming out of my shell, picking up, and I say shell, picking up and taking off the layers of me picking up this device. Listen, talking about real estate, I'm looking around. Talking about real estate and everything, because y'all know I didn't share this. For real. But now, I'm going to be more sharing in this particular area because I feel like it can benefit somebody else. And it can make an individual feel comfortable with their self. Hello, everyone. My friend says, I'll be in Orlando next month. YouTuber. What's going on in Orlando? Is it a YouTuber event or what? That's not that far from where I'm located at. Not that far at all. I actually got a, uncle that lives there in a beautiful home and everything. Yes. Oh, friend, you need to be more kinder when you come in here. Don't come in here with, your projections like that. Oh my. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sure I'm sure the people that raised you taught you better. I don't know who raised you, but somebody raised you, and if they ain't taught you better, come on. Come on. Then you came back and said, hi. Now what? I can't entertain that. I can't. First they said something that was off. That you never know what you get, in these social media streets. That's why you got to have, as they say, thick skin, but you have to have that energy of being loved, the loving attitude. Okay, yeah. Now why are you asking that, friend? I'm looking at the not friend. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what this friend is trying to say. Y'all in the chat. Sometimes I think these be children. And you got to be a certain age to buy a home now. I'm just saying. Unless your mom or daddy don't want to buy one. This ain't the prayer time in the morning time. So I'm saying, yeah. Somebody say long time no see, thumbs it up. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I really, really do. All right, friends. Yes, absolutely. Matter of fact, this last sale was not in. My friend said, Gigi, do you sell homes all over the state of Florida? Yes, I do, to answer that. This particular sale here was not in my particular location in Florida. It was a long time coming. It probably was about 2.5 hours out, I want to say, being gassed up. That's what I mean. But I am choosing to be more wise to pick and to choose. But this particular sale here, all because I've already worked with the particular seller with one sale that even wasn't, this make the second one that was not in Jacksonville. So 2 was in a totally different location. So the reason why I will pick and choose and use wisdom on it, because I have to know that the seller, okay, I have that particular, contract is signed. We're going to list it and things, and as well understanding that you're working with me as being your particular agent and things and moving forward. But it all depends. That's what I mean about being able to refer individuals out, because all sales may not be my sale, but it could be somebody else's sale. So I'm not trying to go here, to use example, to Tampa, Florida, when a person not pre-approved. You got to use wisdom. Everybody that come to me, okay, they need their pre-approval letter. We can't do any home shopping without that. And it saves me time. It saves you time. And then the value of what you can shop with. This has nothing to do that I don't want to work, okay, with those individuals that want to use me as an agent. But now you're putting your value, okay, in front of you when it comes to real estate. And then now we're down to the serious factors of possibly where you want to be living at when it comes to any part of Florida, possibly what's the amount that you want to spend. Because just because you get a loan, we'll say for $850,000, doesn't mean that you have to use up the whole $850,000. Interest rate and all of that. Now, you're going to have a whopping, and when I say whopping, what you call mortgage payment, unless you're going to pay it for it cash. There are some individuals that pay for homes cash, especially individuals, when I say soft money, quiet money, when you're looking at individuals, because you're looking at them with all the emblems and what they need. Real estate ain't like that. Real estate is so what you call lucrative, and you have different individuals that have the money, but you won't even know that they got the money if you're looking for the name brand items for them to step out in a certain vehicle, a certain car, whatever. I mean, really what I found out, and these are my experience, individuals that are investors, individuals that just literally got money because guess what? They got it either through, their stock, money, or through some type of investment, or they inherited. They're not looking how you think they should look with name brand. In real estate, you got to take your eyes from off of the name brand. Matter of fact, that is very immature to look at anyone and say, if you ain't got this, you ain't got that, you ain't got it. You got to be mature enough, okay, and not so judgmental to think what a person don't have. Because my clients, I'm trying to tell you all, for me, and I'm just saying for me, God, I thank you. Let me stay humble. Let me stay humble. They have been able, that's right, friend, don't judge a book by the cover, truly. And you definitely can't do it in real estate, okay? Because everybody got value. That's how I see it. Everybody got value. Everybody got value. You want to buy a home? Let's do it. As long as we're a good fit, okay? As long as you're not trying to give me, trying to do my job is what I'm saying. Now, when you start trying to do my job and you giving me a hard time and you know this better than me, you possibly need to go to somebody else. Because, see, now you wanna do, what I do. So, yeah, and everybody's not a good fit. I'm just saying. So, yes, anywhere in the state of Florida, but like I said, I use wisdom. Because once you start getting 4 miles, I'm going to say 4 hours out and stuff like that, you got to ask yourself, and especially if it's not a new construction. If it's not a new construction and it's not being built from the ground up, then that means you possibly going to have to get you a hotel or whatever, knowing the days and the dates that you can be down there to constantly keep showing a person a home, because you have became their agent, and that individual, you're going to have to give them the time to show them the homes. So, but if it's a new construction and it's coming up in a new area, or they're an individual that got their own land they want to build, and especially to sell their own property and land, because that's what I just dealt with. Absolutely. Give me a call, because I'm going to be the one to make it happen. That's how my name getting out there. Gigi will bring it to close, and I have did 2 of them for this particular client here. Cash deal. All cash deal. Didn't have to get finance, none of that. When time to close, they got their check at the table. Guess what? All cash deal and selling. Now, isn't that a blessing? Isn't that a blessing? So my name is out there based on that. I make it happen for my clients who saying that, they want cash deal. Now, if we put it in, okay, the contract saying FHA, conventional, however, of course. But I literally work for my clients to make sure, like I said, I don't chase the numbers, okay, but the blessings. Because now, if the client want cash, I have to stand and I have to be for my client if that's what they want, cash. But we don't back down if someone is approved. But like I said, this particular client, she got her money, okay, from the title company, cash deal. Not cash in her hand, but able to go now and to deposit a check. Isn't God good? Oh, God, I thank you. Now, God is a way maker, a way maker, a way maker. And I would like to say I'm pretty good with dealing with the trust, the wills, and the probates and everything. I'll make sure that I do my best, even if an attorney has to get involved. However, it may take some time. Those deals don't close right away unless it's still lingering, in probate and everything. You got to have patience. Don't look to eat on it tomorrow, next month. But however, if you got the right people in places and things, it will work itself out if individuals don't get what you call impatient. So it's just a lot into it. Everybody got their own niche, what they do. Some people is good at new construction. That's all they want, new construction. But at the same token, when new construction stops selling, then what about the homes that's for resale? Okay? Meaning the sellers that want to sell their home. So I like to say, I want to be able to cover, the areas that I know that I'm good at, from selling, because both of them was a listing. Okay? So, and the one that I say that was real sensitive, it was a listing. So some people say, well, you're a listing agent. Child, I'm an agent that sells. I list, and guess what? And I'll bring you a buyer. So that part, I'm just thankful in. I don't never want to say I just do listing. I want to be able to say, I can do a variety of things, but maybe not everything. I like commercial, okay, and things, but I definitely like dealing, with my clients when they have their own land, their own property. When people say, I want some land. And then when I tell them I got the land, then they kind of, I thought you didn't want what you said you wanted. You just running your mouth. Because if you want it, then I'm that agent to make sure I'm going to go out. I got investors that they'll contact me and say, hey, do you know of any properties, that may be listing, that some of the agents may be holding? It could be a pocket listing. A pocket listing is a listing that has not been put up, okay, on MLS to where about now you can go to Zillow or all them other different areas and pull it up. You're not going to be able to find it because that pocket listing has not even been listed. It is basically a pocket listing because an individual is saying, I want you to sell this, but I don't want it to be in those different locations. I'm just saying. These are just my thoughts. I'm still growing, though. When I say growing, I'm growing by learning, but I'm learning to stay connected up with the things that I'm passionate with and with the things that what God is showing me, what works for me and everything. But it all takes what you call the ability to communicate. Communication is the key to real estate. If you know how to communicate, and I don't mean with your proper words and all that, that money, it don't have all that on that. That money moving and circulating, okay? Individuals ready to do business, especially when it comes to investors, they want to know, can you move this for me? Did you hear what I say? It's just like being an inspector for the city of Jacksonville, but I was an inspector for the state of Florida, okay? Whole state of Florida as that licensed inspector. So that communication ran deep and does run deep in me because I had to be understanding of the code, understanding of what I'm talking about, when it came to individuals' business. I dealt with businesses. So my thing now, by me actually taking my real estate, journey, and I'm be honest with you, serious at this time, is working out for my good because I had to be leveled up to say, especially for 2025. I know that, my phone getting ready to go red. I told a friend of mine, okay, that was a broke at that time, okay, and I told her that this year, and now I'm being honest, how you can be in real estate and you ain't doing nothing with it, you just, but I said this year is gonna be the year that I come out, okay, and I'm coming out and I'm doing it because I believed in myself enough. Don't you know that's what this year is presenting to me? Oh, God, I thank you. Come on, somebody say, oh, God, I thank you. God got me. Because whatever you put into it is what can possibly come from out of it. But you believe in your shortcomings, your downfalls. You believe in, getting back up. You have to believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, then you can begin to mentor yourself with your affirmation. You can begin to coach your own self because now you got the capability to do it. You got the capability to make those things work. Some individuals, they pay for coaches and individuals to be in their ear because they need it. You remember I told you it's all different type of individuals that's in real estate. But when you know that you are a motivator, when you know that you're an encourager, you got to flip that energy around now, and you have to make it work for you in real estate. And I'm not selling anyone a course or anything like that. I'm just picking up the camera, coming, talking to you all natural. I'm saying this is what I do for myself. In my latter years, I just began to say, listen, if it's going to work, if it's going to happen, it's only going to happen because I put myself in the game of real estate, okay? No one had to come and say, to give me a strip to say this and to say that, because guess what? The blessings was already attracting my clients. I just showed up. That's all I did. And I'm telling the agents that's out there that could be listening or whatever, you could be looking at me, at this conversation right now, bring your own game to the table. Bring your own encouragement to the table. Write the thing down of what you want. And I say the thing or the things. Write the vision down. Make it plain and clear. Make what you want to happen in your life. If you don't see nothing going on this year and 2025, don't get out of the game. Keep pushing. Keep going, okay? Believe in 2026. But guess what you're doing? You're building up what you call the energy now, and you get empowered enough and you being thankful enough because you putting in that grounding to whereby you can stand, and then you can present it, okay, to the Most High and say, God, this is what I've been praying over. This is what I've been interceding over. And now, God, I want you to show out for me. I want you to show me how good it can get, okay? Allow my blessings, okay, to succeed in my particular life. And when you keep believing like that, instead of saying, you know, real estate, real estate, real estate, but when you put it out there, okay, in the universe, in the creator who woke you up this morning, God, okay, whatever name you want to put on it, because I know you got different individuals out there that worship and pray differently, but I'm concerned now when it comes to my business of real estate. Listen, I let my knees hit the ground, okay, and when I say hit the ground, knee bending for me, praying, being thankful, you know, not looking at the dollar because the money is already circulating, you know, looking unto God and saying, God, I thank you, letting God be my best cheerleader, letting God pour into me, finding space and a place. I need the quiet time, God, just to hear from you. And when I get this quiet time, God can pour into me and say, now, you know, are you ready? You know, but I made it a purpose, okay, a purpose to be ready in this year of 2025, because I already did the work, okay, of doing the classes, doing motivated. In other words, I studied it. I studied, you know, and I watched how different ages move, you know, and I seen how they were creating things, you know, that to me it was difficult and it was unnecessarily, but I learned from what they were doing to say, you know, now this is how I need to level up. I need to be me. First of all, I'm in my latter years. I'm not trying to be nobody else. God, just let me be me. And that's how the attraction of the blessings for real estate began to fall in place. And then I found out my niche. I found out what I was great at. I found out what I was good in. And, you know, I found that out just by listening. Okay. And letting God pour into me. You know, also, you know, going to the different events. Okay, and as well as listening to other individuals that have made it in real estate, that have done millions on top of millions on top of millions. Okay, being around an atmosphere that produces healthy relationship in the business of real estate, being, you know, consistently listening to those things, reading those books concerning real estate. Okay, putting myself in the position now to be nothing but winning. And when I say winning, winning, I'm not winning because, listen, you know, I understood everything about real estate. I'm winning because I believed in myself. I took a leap. I took a chance. You know, it doesn't matter how old you are when you come into real estate. If you got something to give to a person, which is your time and which is your space to help them. And if you know that real estate is always what you call, you know, being with a sale or a buyer out there, somebody's always selling or buying their house. Somebody somewhere, somehow. Period. If it ain't in Florida, somebody else getting ready to move, relocate, however. But if you make yourself available, okay, anything can happen unto you. Friends, I said enough. Listen, I appreciate you all for coming in. I done been here, about an hour sitting in my car. I would have been doing this anyway if I was on the phone chit-chatting too, and I say it like that, with a client, you know, that's calling in. However, I took the time to pick up this device just to come here and chat with my friends. Listen, friends, continue. Stay positive, okay? Stay motivated and things. And hey, believe in yourself and keep growing, okay? I appreciate you. Did I get everything in the chat? Yes, I did. All right, friends, go and have a great day. And I'm going to tell you something. When I get ready and get off this live, sometimes I be trying to hit the end button, but when I scroll down, because so many things be coming up, it end up by mistake hitting, in other words, the live still be live, but I literally be off of it. pick up the phone when I come back again, friends, okay? Pick it up for me. I thank you. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Thumbs up the video. I will be talking more about real estate conversation and everything, just in general, just talking. But when you see the real estate, however, that's when you know I'm talking about real estate and a whole bunch of things. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Blessings and power to everyone. Have a great day. Okay. See, that's what I meant. Trying to get off. Let me close out.